Well, Slunch, and how do you do, Buckaroos? Yeah, I'm not in my usual spot for videos. I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do one today, but I don't usually miss a 4th of July. I usually do several videos on 4th of July. A lot of them about the food that I'm doing because I'm usually smoking. Well, I'm usually smoking several things, but this year kind of went a little different for me. I had some surgery scheduled for my knee, total knee replacement on my left knee, but it kept getting pushed back for one reason or another. Original date was May 31st, and it got pushed to June 16th, and then to June 21st, and finally had it done. So anyway, yeah. So anyways, long story short, I do want to thank the Shandies for doing a kind of an impromptu video with me yesterday for my At the Pub podcast. I wasn't at my best, to be honest with you, because well, I just hadn't done a video for a while. There were things I wanted to ask them, and I wasn't as I don't know, wasn't as sharp as I typically am. There were a lot of questions I wanted to ask and I didn't get asked because I was just I just hadn't done a video for so long. And sometimes it does help to have a beer or two before. I didn't have anything, so I actually haven't had any alcohol since the 19th, since June 19th. But I am allowing myself one beer today and one short pour, mostly because of the name of the product. Let me show you what it is. I'm allowing myself one short pour neat of some America bourbon whiskey at 90 proof. Let me show that to you. Now, I'll be honest with you. This really isn't a sipping whiskey. That's how I'll be drinking it today. It really is a highball whiskey, to be honest with you. But I couldn't pass up that being America. Figured it had to be drank today. I don't know if I can see where this stuff comes from. Taste the difference in every bottle, aged a minimum of 1 year. So it's a minimum of 1 year. Yeah, so we're talking about a barely rusted whiskey. I'm not even sure how they get away with calling it bourbon, to be honest with you. Bourbon has to be a minimum of 2 years. But anyways, trying to see where this is from, but I'm not seeing it here. I know it says on here, but my bifocals just aren't quite focusing. I don't have good light right here. Texas, Galveston, Texas. There it is. Anyways, well, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. Anyways, I didn't buy it. It was a gift, so I'm not looking gift whiskey in the mouth. But if I knew it was from Texas, I probably wouldn't have bought it. Uh, not the way those Texans are these days. I'm not buying a damn thing from Texas or Florida. Fuck them both. Anyway, happy 4th of July. Yeah. They want to get fascists out there. Yeah, you want to discriminate? Hey, I ain't have nothing to do with you. Hop Lobster, Springfield Rum. It's a local beer. I'll be honest with you. I've hung on to this one probably longer than I should have, mostly because it kind of got forgot about and pushed to the back of the fridge. I brought it in from the beer fridge into my fridge here in the house, but then I didn't drink it that day for some reason, and it kept getting pushed back and pushed back. And I found it just before surgery. Went to look for it today and couldn't find it. But my wife found it. So anyway, it is a hoppy red ale. I love the fact that they don't call this a red IPA, that they do call it a hoppy red. Anyway, Slaunch, happy 4th. Anybody that happens to be watching, if you'd like to be part of the video, let me know. And I'll bring you up. This will be my only video on the 4th. I'm not going to do another one. Only one beer and one short pour today. That's all the alcohol I'm allowing myself today until I get a little bitter here. I see the PA Thursday for an evaluation, so we'll see what she thinks of it. And I've got PT on Friday, so we'll see how those 2 visits go to see if I can start doing more. Right now, they only want me to get up. I was going to say allowed to, but it's not really. They only really want you to get up a maximum of 5 minutes, 5 minutes per hour to be active. The rest of the time, they pretty much want your knee up and iced because the first 2 weeks they're really concentrating on the swelling, on the inflammation. They want to get that down. But there are some exercises that they have you do, so you still have to do some things. But then they want you to get that to get that knee up immediately and get some ice on it. So, oh wow, this is beautiful. Yeah, they tell you to drink beers like this. Anything that might be anywhere near the IPA category relatively soon. This is probably about 6 months old here, and truth is, it tastes. I mean, I've had this beer extremely fresh, and this tastes just like I had it from the tap, from the first keg. So it's done well. A lot of that 90-day crap is it's all hype and BS, and it really applies to a lot of excessively dry hopped beers, especially hazies. But a beer done right isn't going to go bad on you in 90 days, just isn't it? The notion that it will is just ignorant as all hell. I'm going to set that down because I want to save most of that. I want to save most of that to wash down this whiskey. Because I'll be honest with you, it isn't my favorite. I haven't had it for a while, so my mind may change as I have some. Using my Tiaki dog glass, like I said, I gave myself a short pour there, about an ounce and a quarter. A little bit of vanilla on the nose. Certainly feel a little bit of oak, but it is rather light. Just a hint of kerosene. Just a little bit of kerosene on the nose there. Uh, just enough to burn those couple of nose hairs right up front. Uh, anyways, anyways, I digress. No, it was very nice talking to the Shandies. I just wish I'd have been um, on top of my game a little bit better, because I didn't realize after I turned the video off that or into the video that I didn't make as much comments about the music as I intended. Their harmonies are incredible. The lyrics are just sheer poetry. I just again the things that I typically think of, I just didn't. A lot of it was because I hadn't done a video in a while and I was a little rusty. And sometimes having that beer or whiskey, either beforehand or during, helps uh, take the edge off a little bit. I don't. Sometimes I overthink things when I'm, I feel like that's what I was doing yesterday, trying to overthink the conversation rather than just be natural. Like I typically am. I like to think I typically make those at the pub shows feel rather natural. And I was struggling yesterday. I certainly wasn't at my best, but I do want to thank them for being on with me. They were awesome. If you guys get a chance, it's the Shandies, and you can find them on just about any streaming platform. They said I listen to them on Spotify, but I know they're on Apple Music and several others. So a great local musical duo. They're really awesome. I'm almost afraid to take a drink. I am. I'm a little bit afraid. Yeah, there's something about that nose that's really kind of got me a little bewildered. It's a hint of kerosene that's really throwing me off a touch. Oh yeah, that's smooth. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, I mean, I could have done a highball with it to be honest with you, but after being the fourth, I'm just gonna do a short pour neat, and then finish it off with the beer there. But it's a highball whiskey. It really is. It's a mixing whiskey. Put it with some club soda, some mineral water. If you like it sweet, use Coke or 7 Up or Sprite, whatever floats your boat. I'm just not into such drinks so much anymore. But yeah, it really would be at its best in something, to be honest with you. I wouldn't even put it in a top-notch cocktail. I mean, it's certainly, in my opinion, it's not old-fashioned material. It's not Manhattan material. It's really a high baller. It's a working class whiskey. It's not for everybody. Yeah, it's definitely something. Yeah, there's some odd flavors in there. Again, you get the usual suspects, right? You get not as much oak as I would like, but you do get some. You get a little bit of spice in the finish. There's certainly some vanilla. It's just not overly complex because it is. I mean, a minimum of 1 year. I mean, this is barely a rested whiskey, folks. They're calling it bourbon, and I'm not sure how they can get away with that. But if there was truth in advertising, it'd just be called rusted whiskey. Unless I can guarantee me it's a minimum of 2 years and not just 1 year. But anyway, having said that, having said that, anyways, yeah. Oh mercy. Been watching all of the we started the 4th of July. I would say celebrating. But I haven't been drinking anything, so but getting into the mood, I guess, since the weekend. So we watched all three Has Fallen videos. I figure those are patriotic. Watched the two Independence Day movies, Independence Day and Resurgence. Been watching about it. Watched Uncommon Valor, which I figure fit with the motif as well. Today I rewatched Top Gun Maverick. I didn't watch the original Top Gun because, frankly, I never thought it was a great movie, to be honest with you. You don't need to necessarily know what the first movie is to get the second movie. Anyway, and then we just finished watching Patriot Games. So, little Jack Ryan. Can't go wrong with some Jack Ryan. I'm trying to decide if we should watch Clear and Present Danger next, which would follow Patriot Games, or if I should just jump ahead to the last Jack Ryan movie, or just go a different direction altogether. But I'm running out of options, to be honest. I'm running out of options, man. I've gone through the streaming channels that we have, and we pretty much watched just about everything. So, one more time, Sláinte, and happy 4th to all you out there. If you have any questions or comments, put it up there. If you'd like to be part of the video, let me know, and I'll send you the link. But I will tell you in advance, this video isn't going to run long. Just going to finish this whiskey, that beer, and we're going to call her. To be honest, it's already run longer than I thought it would because I was talking. I was talking. Believe it or not, this is the first whiskey I've had since the 19th. First any alcohol I've had since the 19th, I should say. That's why I'm only allowing myself to have the one. Got to get back to Zen. Tomorrow, I've already done my exercises that I need to do. I've already got to do so many sets, and I've already got my sets done. So I just relax now. But I'm still using the walker, which, I mean, he said to be on the walker for 4 weeks, and tomorrow will be 2 weeks. So I was hoping to be off by 2 weeks, but I'm not going to be. I'm hoping Friday. I just didn't have enough improvement yesterday for the PT. She had me do some additional exercises, and because I thought I was ready to go from the walker to the cane until she had me do these additional exercises, and then I knew I wasn't because I didn't have the strength on that leg to. Either they have you do this thing where you stay your both feet and they lift the one out. When I moved the right leg, the left leg wasn't strong enough to hold me up really. So we got to work on that. So I'm hoping by Friday I'll be where I can start with the cane, but we'll see. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself because I'm very antsy to get to the next level. But I mean, it's going to heal when it heals, and I'm not going to be able to speed up that process as much as I would like to. The big thing I noticed though is that you've got to do what they ask you to do, and you really can't do any more than that. And that's kind of the problem is if you try to overdo it and do extra, thinking, well, if I do extra, it'll make it better. Well, then you kind of work against yourself because the inflammation doesn't go down, so you're kind of working against yourself. So that's kind of where I'm at. Is now I've got to just do what I need to do and no more or less. So. Anyways, we're almost done with this one. Oh man, yeah, I got to be honest, it's not great whiskey, and I wouldn't buy it. I mean, it will eventually get drank in various capacities, but like I said, I feel like it's definitely a highball whiskey. So anyway, one more time, Sláinte, as I finish this up. Oh, mercy, and that's why I saved the beer mostly to. That's why I saved the beer, man. You have to wash that down. That wasn't easy, man. It wasn't easy. I mean, it wasn't 10 high or Kessler bad, but I mean, it wasn't 10 high bad, but uh, it wasn't exactly pleasant neither. It wasn't exactly pleasant. This is a nice beer, though. I got to tell you, even sitting in a can for about 6 months, yeah, I don't think it's lost step because I know what this beer tastes like fresh. I mean, I know what it tastes like, and it tastes just like it does now, sitting in a can for 6 months. It hasn't lost anything. It hasn't went one direction or another. Still as hoppy. Still has that same hoppy goodness it had when it was first canned, man. Oh, mercy. Anyway, so happy Fourth one more time, and Sláinte. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. I'm also Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and cheese biscuits and gravy. That's a good beer. All around good guy. Hey, thanks for watching, y'all, and happy Fourth one more time.